In terms of attacking a protected Wi-Fi network, I've already mentioned that the original security protocol, Wired Equivalent Privacy, or WEP, is very broken and unsecure. The good news for me is that I rarely, if ever, see that nowadays, and that's a good thing. I don't want to see vulnerable networks. So thus, you'll want to use some form of Wi-Fi protected access, WPA Personal or Enterprise, preferably version 2. And the difference between WPA Personal and Enterprise depends upon whether you're just using a basic pre-shared key or PSK, or if you're using something like EAP. Now, there are vulnerabilities in Wi-Fi protected setup, so I tend to never use this. You see it left here, I've shown you a D-Link router that has the Wi-Fi protected setup button. This was meant to be an easier way to secure stuff like access points and game consoles. You just press the button and securely transmit the encryption key and do your pairing and you're off and running. I'd suggest against that though. The default pre-generated pins that Wi-Fi protected setup generates are too easy to brute force. You instead want to choose a really strong key on your own, and although it may be a pain in the neck to key that in, say, on your Xbox One using your Xbox One controller, believe me, the opportunity cost at saving your network from somebody else breaching it more than makes it worth it, in my humble opinion. Now, Kali Linux has a number of Wi-Fi tools like Wi-Fight, the screenshot you see at left, that enables you to run attacks. Certainly WEP, it's going to crack within just mere seconds or minutes. There are a number of tools that allow you to A, scan a Wi-Fi network and just sniff all of the Wi-Fi traffic that's going around, and B, once you've captured a large enough bag of those packets, those datagrams, whatever you want to call it, frames, then run an offline brute force against it. That's typically what we do with Wi-Fi attacks. You use one tool to gather a whole bunch of frames that are floating through the air, and then you run another tool against that bag of frames in the hopes of gathering enough data to crack the security. And then once you know the passphrase, you would just associate with the target access point using that password.